Hey guys, Akshay Bhaskar this side from Geeks for Geeks, and 31 people are live. Today, we are again going ahead with a session where there will be a live mock in front of you guys. So, a student volunteered to come and have this experience, and an in house mentor from Geeks for Geeks is interviewing him. So, before moving on, some comments. Hi Sanchit. Hi Prakhar. So please keep engaging me. I'll read and give shout outs to as many people as possible because I recognize that you take your time out to watch our webinars, and that's really important for us. So let me tell you something about the student. His name is Jasvin, and he's currently in final year of bachelor's in computer engineering from Vidyalankar Institute of Technology, and he got selected in TCS Digital and Systems Engineer role. Also, I can see some comments, by the way. Hi, Jaswant. I'm good. How are you? Hi, Sheikh. Hi, Sheikh. All right. So this was about the student, and let me tell you a bit about the mentor. So he's a mentor at GFG who has done competitive programming during his 4 years of journey in college at Army Institute of Technology, and he has organized and participated in several coding contests all around engineering colleges in Pune. So at Code Force rank is 1870. So that is the person who will be taking the interview. Uh, Thank you, Silver Coders, for saying that don't spam. Lavi Online Gaming, please don't spam. All right, I've introduced both the people. Let me invite them, and we'll then start the session. Hi, Dhananjay. How are you? Jaswin, your video. Hi, hi. Jaswin, your video is not visible. Can you please adjust it once? His internet is slow. We have to wait, Dhananjay, for a minute. Okay. Hi, Jaswin.
Hello. All right.
Hi.
My net went out at the exact moment.
It's okay, it happens. Generally, जब manager आता है तभी कोड फटता है. So, anyways, let's move on. So, ठीक है, guys, you can start the session. I'll just go away from the feed, from the stream, and you can continue. Dhananjay. Okay, thank you.
Hi, Jasvin. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
So, what's all going around this COVID pandemic and all about your college and how the stuffs are going?
Just crammed with assignments and projects.
Jasvin, your voice is not that much louder, so can you adjust your mic?
Right. Mic is right here. So, am I audible now?
Yeah, pretty much nicely.
Okay, right.
So, yeah, before beginning with the DSA round of this particular interview, let us move out to your college journey, about the areas of interest, and what, like, in what fields you like to work upon, right? So, yeah, let's begin.
Right. So my name is Jasvin. I'm fourth year computer engineering student from Vidyalankar Institute of Technology. So about my programming experience, I primarily use Python, and I have competed in various programming competitions using it. But if the need arises, I have used C++, JavaScript, and like Java as well when the need is required. My most recent project was on machine learning and data analytics. It was a research-based project, and we are looking towards like publishing a paper on it in and presenting it in a conference somewhere, preferably IEEE or something like that. So currently, I'm trying to learn more about web development and integrating it with clouds, basically deploying it to cloud services, and just basically understanding how a proper web app is made from start to end. So that's my current interest that I'm learning towards. And my areas of interest, basically, like I'm interested in full stack development, as well as I'd like to do a little bit of machine learning in my spare time. Like if there is any interesting problem, then I'd like to work on that as well.
So basically, like your the thing I got is that you basically love to build things from scratch, right? Like from scratch
Right.
to all of
Right.
the top.
Right.
Okay, cool, cool. So yeah, Jaswin, as I can see from your resume, that you have mentioned that in the certificates and all, you have achieved a data structure and algorithm specialization by some
Right.
University of Bonn, and you are
Right.
basically pretty much good on mathematics and discrete mathematics, right?
Right. Right. That was the discrete mathematics course, was the intro to the data structures algorithms course.
Okay, nice, nice. So the resume looks pretty much nice. So let us now move on
Thank
with
you.
the DSA round, basing
Right.
on the basis of your resume or and the things you put on your resume, right? Are you ready for it?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, sure. So I'll share you. I'll share you my screen video, and
Right.
I'll tell you the test cases and the problem statement there. So
Right.
you understood them, and then just
Yep.
first of all you have to tell me the approach, and then if I'm satisfied with your approach with all the optimization you can do, then I'll tell you to move on to the coding part. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So the first question, my first question to you is that basically you're given a string. Okay. So the string
String.
can contain yeah. So the string will contain only lowercase letters, lowercase English alphabet letters, and you have to find the first unique character in that string.
Right.
So you have to print the first unique character.
Right. Okay.
So I'll give you a test case.
Okay.
So let me know if my screen is visible to you or not. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope my screen is visible now.
Now it is coming. Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. So as I told you that you will be given a string of lower alphabet letters.
Right.
So suppose this is the string, right? So you
Right.
have to return the first character which is not repeating or which is unique,
Right.
right? So as
Right.
the output, first of all, let me tell you the output. So the output will be E,
E.
right? So because
Got it.
let me explain how this output comes. It is pretty much logical and easy to understand that the only character which is having its frequency or count 1 is E, because
Hmm.
here in this first look we can see that B only comes once here, but
Right.
after in the end of the string B comes here twice. So therefore B
Right.
is not an answer. E is the answer because E comes only once, right?
Right.
So I hope my problem statement to you is pretty much clear now.
Right. It's clear.
So can you move on to the coding part, like
Right.
or the approaches that comes to your mind?
Right. So, do I share my screen or just verbally talk about the approach?
Okay, like you can tell me the approach verbally, but if you have something to tell me, like which is not possible to explain it verbally, so you can share your screen and type it
Right.
down.
Okay. Right. So, I'll just say it verbally then, for now at least.
Okay.
So the obvious, like the naive approach that I could think of is that you first you loop through the string and fix a character. So you loop from the start, first index onwards till the end. So you fix the character and then you start another loop from the next character onwards and see whether this first character is occurring again or not. If it occurs, then that means it has repeated. Then you can break out of the second loop and return back to fixing the first character. So whichever one doesn't occur again in the second loop, then that means it is a unique character. And because we have iterated from the start, then that means it is the first unique character. So
Okay.
this will
So your
be
approach, this approach is having a bug, right? So let me explain you where this approach will stuck, right?
right. Okay.
Suppose, as you told me that you will be running this approach in the big of n square, that is, you will be
Hmm.
fixing a character and then you will check on the remaining right of the string, right?
Hmm.
So let me tell you that you have a string. The screen is visible to you, right?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So let me. Okay. Right. So in this, what you will basically do is that you will start from A, and then
Right.
check for from this remaining half, right? So you will find
Right.
A. It will work
Hmm.
great. Okay, no
Right.
issues here. But as you start from A here, you will see that there are no strings or no characters after that. So you will
Right.
basically return A, right? So, but this is not the answer.
Uh, but then in this case, B will satisfy the criteria, right? B
But
occurs first, and then it didn't repeat. But then if B doesn't repeat, then this will fail. Yeah, definitely. Right. I see the
yeah,
problem here. Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So I hope you get the
Uh,
issue with your approach.
yeah. So Uh, the other approach maybe would be to maintain a set. Then you will iterate through the string from the start, and then if element is present in set, then that means it has repeated, and so you just move on to the next character. If all right, right, there will be problem in this.
Yeah, you're going right. You're going right. You have to just twist a little bit this approach, but you're going in the right
Right.
direction.
Uh, Maybe counting all the characters, then that will be maybe. Right. Dictionary. Maybe I guess we can do dictionary approach then. So instead of set, we will loop through the string, and then we will maintain a dictionary. The keys of the dictionary will be the characters of the string, and then the value of the value of the dictionary will be the count of that character. So the key
Right,
will be the character, and its value will be the count of that character.
right.
So when once we iterate through this string, all the character counts will be updated. So along with the character counts, we will also need to attach the index of the character, like where it occurred first. uh, it will basically be a key, and then its value will be a list. So maybe I'll just share and show, then maybe it will be
Yeah,
better.
I'm getting your approach, but don't you think that the approach you're telling is getting a bit much complex? Can you like relax a little bit the approach? Like if I tell you that you don't need to keep the index count,
Right. Right.
you just need to take the key as the character, as you said, and value as the frequency count. But you
Right.
don't need to have to write the index of that particular first character you encountered. Can you do something with that?
Right. So then we can do is that if we get a character more than once, then we will update it to some other, like -1 maybe we can keep. So then like the if a character occurs more than once, its key dictionary value will become -1, and then at the end, after we have iterated through all the characters, then there will be only one. Oh, there will be only like what I can say.
This approach will be wrong because if I take the same example, okay, and
Right.
suppose we are having 3A and after some letters, skipping some letters, we are getting again A. So as you told that when you will encounter a character A having more than count one, so you will set it to -1. But again, if you encounter that character, that is already set to -1, right? So you can't do
Hmm.
anything with that. So that approach only. But you have to notice that there might be possible more than one characters having frequency count as one. But you have to return the
Hmm.
first character having frequency count as one. So therefore you're going in the pretty much right direction. But as I said you that okay, let me provide you an hint. The part you are telling that you are storing the dictionary for having count, that part is correct. But now after that, how will you ensure that or return the answer that it is my first character which is unique? You have
You
to just
will
manage that
iterate.
part.
You will iterate through the string again in the second pass once you
Yeah,
have updated the dictionary.
yeah, that
S-
was the
right.
approach. So in
Right.
this manner, you can do that. So can you code
Uh,
it down for me?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so
I
before
should.
coding, can you tell me the time complexity and space complexity for that?
Space complexity will be, I think big of one itself, because the
Because one,
dictionary. Because dictionary, if it depends on the character set, like how many different types of characters can come. If it is A to Z, then only 26 unique characters can come. Then dictionary will at max contain only 26 characters.
right?
So it is big of one. Then for time complexity, it will be big of n, right? How many characters are there in the string?
Big of n.
N.
Yeah, cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm happy with all the approaches. So you can move
Okay.
down to the coding part. You can share your screen and the ID part. You can code it down.
Right. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right. Is this screen is visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So uh, mm, contact okay, as contact sequence one. Right. Uh, is this approach correct? What I have coded?
No, you have to tell me, right? The part you have coded and the ideology you have coded down.
Okay. Okay.
So
So I'll explain this code then.
yeah,
Okay. Right.
can you
So
be a
this
little bit
is
quick
the
about telling the approach, like a bit quick?
right. So this is the count dictionary which was mentioned, and then here we are just counting. We are counting how many times each character occurred according,
Yeah.
and we are iterating in order. And then
Okay.
after this, the dictionary will be updated with the appropriate count, and then we will iterate through the string again in order again from the first character. And then here
Okay.
we check whether the character occurred only exactly once. If yes, then that means this is the first character that occurred exactly once, so
And
we
you will
return
return
the
from that
character.
point only. Okay.
Huh?
Nice. Nice.
Right.
So
Okay.
okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm happy with the code. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty much nice work. So let's move on to the second question. So the second question is that you are given a matrix of size n cross m. Okay.
Matrix.
And you have to find the sum of the diagonal elements. That you have to consider both diagonals. That is the I hope you are getting, like, both the diagonals means
Ha.
diagonal from, yeah, okay. So you have to find the sum of both of the diagonals.
Right. So uh, in this, the common elements will also have to be counted, right? When adding
No, you
up.
have to, no, because the point you're telling that if in case the matrix size is odd, right? So there might be some cases when when there will be a center element which will be common in both the diagonals.
All right.
So you don't have to like repeat the sum in the final answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, start with the approaches.
Right. Mm, I'm just writing down a test case so that I can visualize it better.
Yeah, go on, go on. You can take a small string like a small matrix of size 3 cross 3, right?
Right. Right. So in this case, like a proper diagonal will only be there when n and m are equal, right? Like if
Proper diagonal. What do you
like
mean a proper diagonal?
first column of first row to last column of last row, then n and m have to be equal, right?
So you are saying that matrix should be a square matrix.
Right, square matrix.
So square matrix won't have any repeating elements. Yeah.
All right. uh, maybe I'll just uh, share and explain what I was trying to say. uh, Share.
Jasvin, like, we have to be a little bit quick because I have some more questions for you, and you have to, and we have a short of time. So
Right, right.
okay.
So what I was saying is that three. This is 3 cross 4. So then here there is no direct diagonal. So like if it is like this, then there is two diagonals to check.
Yeah. So, okay.
And
So
this is it.
consider that you will be given a matrix in which diagonals are possible. Proper
All
diagonals are
right, right,
possible. Consider that
all
case.
right,
Okay.
All right. Okay. So the sum will be. Um, so we will just have to do like we will have to just iterate through so it I'm assuming it is a square matrix, so in that case for like we will just for I in range of the square matrix's order, and then every time we will just add the I of I element to the matrix to the result sum that we want, and then we will just have to exclude this common element. So in
Okay, so how
if
you find the sum of both the elements, right? Like both the diagonals, I mean.
right, that this will be first diagonal, and
Yeah.
then the second diagonal will be like we will start with uh, column will be the order, and then the row will go iterate will iterate from zero. So and then we will decrement the column value and increment the row value and then add them up,
So how will
and
you
then
like how will you ensure that you are going in the diagonal elements only, that from the for the second diagonal, how will you ensure
hmm,
that? Because in the first diagonal you told me that if I and j are equal, so they will be considered as the diagonal
right,
element.
right,
For the second diagonal element, how will you ensure that it is a diagonal element? Condition for that.
right. Condition for that. Zeroth row, last column, first row, second last column. Their sum will be equal to n. Right. The sum will be equal to n, I guess. Maybe that works.
I want a surety from your answer. But are you sure that what are you saying is correct or not?
Right. I think it is correct. It will be correct.
So,
Basically, I just want to use two variables then in that case. Like one will be. Oh, no, right, right, right. N minus I we can use then. Right. The row will
yeah.
be I, and then n
So
minus I will be the
the
column.
sum of the indexes of the pointers pointing to row and column will be equal to the n minus one.
Ah,
Because as we have seen that we have eliminated the factor that matrix should be of only square matrix.
right,
In case of square matrix only there are possible diagonals. So yeah.
right, right.
So n and m
And
will be
then,
equal in case of square matrix. So yeah,
and
it's
then,
good.
okay, then. So should I start coding then?
Okay, so how will you
Uh,
remove the factor that there are common elements?
all
In which
right.
case there will
So
be common elements and not.
when order is odd, then there will be a common element, and it will be in this case 3, 5, 5. Then it will be here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. 5 divided by 2. Floor of 2, I guess. Okay, so n divided by 2, and then you do floor of it. That will be the row where the common element will occur. So we just subtract it from the total sum.
So is it
If the
necessary to
order is
take the
odd in the
floor?
first.
Is it necessary to take the floor? Because what we know that if we divide an element by some integer value, then it automatically takes the floor value, right?
Right, right,
You don't need to take any floor.
right,
Yeah. So can you write down the code pretty much quickly within 1 minute
right,
or so, because we are running out of
right.
time.
I'll try. Mm, right. So I've written this approach then. Oh, right, right. So in this, the we add all the primary diagonals, and then this will be the secondary diagonal element added. And if the a matrix order is odd, then we subtract this common element from it.
Okay, so basically you are counting the sum of diagonal elements of the first diagonal and second diagonal in the only single root, right?
Right.
Okay, so I love this approach that you are utilizing or that utilizing lesser amount of space and lines. Yeah, that's
Right.
pretty much good. Okay,
Okay.
nice, nice.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
before moving on to the next question, I want to ask like how much you are handy with the trees and all. Have you
Right. Yeah. Sure. No problem. I'm at least I know at least the basics of trees at the very least.
like the traversals, pre-order or traversals and
Huh. Right. Right. I know that.
okay. So yeah, so the question will be not of that too much hard difficulty. It's a basic question of tree and some observations. Okay.
Right.
So the question is that you are given a binary tree.
Right.
Okay, you are given a binary tree, and you have to find sum of all those nodes which are having their grandparent as even values. So basically, you have some nodes in the trees, and those nodes have some values. So you have to
Right.
find sum of all those nodes which have the grandparents as even values, right? So to
Right.
depict a test case or to share a test case with you, I'll share my screen.
Right.
So let me know when my screen is visible.
It's visible.
Yeah. So in this test case, they are given a actually tree. So the answer will be sum of all the nodes having grandparents as even values, right? So in this case, 4 is having a grandparent, that is 3 is its parents, and 22 is grandparent, right?
Right.
So the sum should be counted as 4 plus similarly for 8, 22 is grandparent and 3 is parent, right? So 8 will be counted. Similarly for 1 and 9, and for 2 also, 8 is a grandparent having even value. So 2 will be also counted. So the final answer should be
Right.
this.
Right. Right.
Okay, so you got the question or problem statement completely. Any doubts?
Yeah. Sure. In this tree, will we have the parent pointer as well?
Sorry, repeat.
In this tree, every node will have parent pointer or no parent pointer.
It's a binary tree, a normal binary tree, except for the root node. Every node will have a parent, right?
No, the in the node date the node will store the key value, the left pointer and the right pointer, and will it have a parent pointer as well? A pointing to its parent.
Yeah, there will
Right.
be a parent, right? You from this tree, I told you it's a binary tree, right? So in a binary tree,
Right.
every node has its
Right.
parent except for the root node.
Right. 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 Understood. Okay. Okay. Right. I'll try the approach then. Um, we can just do in order traversal, and then while traversing we will it is recursion, right? So we will maintain two parameters, one will be the parent and the other will be the grandparent. So
Okay.
uh, and then while iterating we will just store reference to it.
Reference to like the parents of a particular node and grandparent as well, right?
Right, two nodes will be stored, two nodes will be stored as reference for each recursive call.
So basically, you are saying that you will be in the each recursion call, you will passing the root
uh,
and a parent pointer and as well as a grandparent pointer.
right.
So okay. So can you explain me the recursive function like the sample test case I've given to you? Like how will you
uh,
deal or how will you do computations with that this tree?
uh,
Like can you explain me manually like step by step how will you move on through this tree?
All right. So first we will start at the root. So the this first recursive call will be for the root itself. So root's parent is none and grandparent is none. Then
Okay.
we'll make recursive call to the left child. So root dot left, and then its parent pointer will become root. Grandparent is still none.
Okay.
So
So
uh,
how will you depict or show that it's none? Like by what value you will be depicting it's none?
I will just pass a parameter itself, like recurse
You have to
root
depict some value, right? That will depict that yeah it's a none. It doesn't have any
parent
parent.
and grandparent. So I will just let's pass it as none itself,
Okay, cool.
right?
Like I was saying that you can pass any integer values, like any garbage or any integer value depicting that if it's that suppose for the root node I'm passing -1 and -1 as parent and grandparent. So -1 will show
Yeah.
that it doesn't have any parent. Or yeah.
Yeah, that will work as well. So in this, then no node will have key as all right, and no, it doesn't matter. Like the value will be integer only, right? Right, no,
Okay, no issues, no issues, right? So yeah,
all
move
right,
on with the further steps.
all right. Uh, mm, I don't know.
So currently we are at 3, right? Node 3, and its parent is
Uh-huh.
22. So the next iterations,
Node 3 and parent is 32.
22.
Right, right. Parent will be 32, and then left child will be first. We'll make check. There will be a global variable result. So every time we will call this global variable, and then if node dot uh, grandparent as even value, right? Node dot grandparent is not equal to -1, and node dot grandparent dot key mod 2 is equal to 0, res plus equals node dot key. Then we will call this as node will be the parent, and its parent will become the grandparent, and then do the same for a right node as well, right child, this way.
So you think that your this code will work properly?
uh, like
Can you find out some bug? Yeah, that's one bug. Another.
another bug, global res node dot left, right? If node dot left is equal to none, we do not call, oh, not rather than this, I'll just,
So yeah, your base condition is missing, and base condition should be, yeah, here.
so if the node is invalid, then it will just return none, return nothing, and then further recursion will continue.
Okay, okay, nice. So yeah, basically you are declaring a global variable to show your final answer, and then you're checking the base condition, and then if the grandparent is valid and plus it's a even value, then you're adding to it to answer. And while passing the recursion, if you're passing to the left, then for that next node, its current node will become parent, and the parent of the previous node will become grandparent. Yeah, right, right, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got this pretty much quickly. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Nice one.
Okay. Thank you.
So yeah, like in the last question, I just want you to tell me the approach, right? So before moving on to the next question, can you tell me the time complexity of this?
Oh, this approach, right?
Yeah.
uh all nodes will be traversed, so I guess a big of n, then all nodes will be traversed.
Yeah, cool, cool enough. So yeah, in the as I told you, like in the next question, I just want you to tell me the approach, not the coding part, because we're running out of time.
Okay.
So I just
Right.
want only to know the approach, how will we approach that, right? So the question is that,
Hello.
yeah. So the
Oh,
question is
okay.
that, okay. So basically, the question says that you are having n houses. We can say that you are having n houses, and a
Right.
post and a postman or a post office is there, right? So you have and the letter or the message, we can say, you have to pass to all the houses,
Right.
and there are some paths and roads to each and every, right. We can say that
Right.
each and every house, and each house is having some kind of weight, like each path
Each
is have
path
some
has
weight.
weight.
Yeah, right. So path means that if there are roads, if there is a road between any two houses, so
All right.
right, the road has some cost or path, right, or weight.
Right. Right.
So you have to find the minimum time or the minimum cost to reach all the houses.
Right.
The message should be transferred to all the houses within the minimum path, or like the minimum weight, we can say.
Right.
Or if we
Right.
say that instead of path, if we say that we assign some time to the roads,
Right.
right? So you have to basically find the minimum time required to reach all the houses from the post office.
Right.
So, can you tell me the approach?
So this seems like the traveling salesperson problem,
Are you sure?
or maybe then do we have to return to the start point again, or is that doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. So in the traveling session problem, actually, you have to return to the start point again. But in
Right.
this, you have to find the minimum time only to reach to send that message to each and every house.
Right. So there is like a starting point, and then we will have to go to each house.
Yeah.
And then after going to each house, then do we have to return back to the start point, or
No, no, no,
go
no,
from
no.
that house to the next
Your
house?
your only task or the only thing you're bothered with is that you have to find the minimum time only to reach each and every house and send that particular message. So at the end
Right.
of the day, you have to find the minimum time.
Right. Okay. So then it is just like finding shortest path between various nodes.
Okay. So you
Right.
okay. So you decoded it pretty much right. So like
Right.
what algorithm or what thing you will be using with that
For shortest path, then we can use Dijkstra's uh, to
algorithm,
find the
right?
minimum, to find the shortest path. So
So yeah, if I say that
then
you are having B houses and let us say you are having N houses and M paths, right? So what
hmm,
will the time complexity for that?
M paths, right? N houses and M paths. So it is, I think it's N plus M log. Right. What is the vertices? N plus M log N, I think. Right. N houses and N vertices. N plus M log N.
N plus M log N.
Or it will be N log M. I actually don't exactly recall the time complexity. So we will iterate through each vertex and then log N. Log N. How many is this? Log N to get the minimum. So N log N, I guess. N log N.
N log N.
N log N.
Okay.
N.
So N is there for house, right?
Right.
N log N. So if you're saying that N log N, then by what method you will be implementing the Dijkstra algorithm? Like what data
Uh,
structure you will be using in that?
the priority queue will be used.
Okay, priority queue will be used. Okay, cool. Is any other method to implement Dijkstra without using priority queue and the time complexity?
So just array will be used. Then the time complexity will become n square. And,
Okay, so because n square, because you will be picking for each node, you will be picking the next node which is having the lesser weight, and then you will picking that minimum, and you will yeah. Okay, so nice. So yeah, I'm done with all the DSA questions, and you did pretty much well from my side.
okay,
So
thank you.
so it's time for the feedbacks, right? So yeah, basically, if I want to give feedback, right? So uh, as you approach the problem statement, like in the first problem statement, you started from the scratch, right?
Right,
You just applied the basic approach or the basic idea that should come in any layman, right? So you started pretty much well, and after provided the hint, you just utilize those stats and those hints which I give to you. So in the first question, you took pretty much time. That's no issue, but you finally the main point is that you should come to a solution
right,
at last. Using that hints, you came to the solution. And then in the second question, you use you use a mathematics because I basically wanted to check that you wrote in the resume about mathematics and all. So I wanted to check that how you use that mathematics. So I gave you a question on matrix, and I in this particular question I like a very much idea of like doing the sum in only the single loop. So that was a positive point. And in the
thank you.
third question, like you use the concept of traversal and the basic like you just use the good thing about you is that you only use the basic knowledge to implement some higher concepts, right? So that is the good thing about you. So yeah, I'm pretty much happy with your approach. Yeah, you did pretty much well. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, guys, that was a great session. Thank you so much for joining in and playing the part of as an engineer, you taking the interview and Jason, you are taking feedback so well and giving your best to feel the experience and actually go through it. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. I'll bid you goodbye and I'll talk to the audience for a minute.
Right, thank you.
Okay, so bye
Bye,
bye.
Jaswin. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, Dhananjay.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Happy coding. Happy coding. Bye bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So, Geek Summer Carnival, this is the first day today, Monday, and there's a link in the YouTube description. There are so many events going on. You should definitely check it out. There's a comedy show also, and there are many, many events. There's an assessment test also, and obviously, don't forget the huge discounts going on. So you can buy the coupons, and you can really buy some great courses at a really reasonable price. So do check it out, guys. Okay, so if there is a question and everything, Ripple says minimum spanning tree. Wait, I'll call Dhananjay and ask. Dhananjay, the audience is asking, was it a minimum spanning tree?
No, basically the minimum spanning tree says that you have to find the the subtree of a tree having the lesser weight. But in this case, we didn't have to find this lesser space, like a lesser weight about that. We have to just find the minimum time required to visit each and every node, right?
So it was
So
not a minimum spanning tree.
no, so it was basically not a minimum, because in the
Okay,
basically the minimum spanning tree you can skip some nodes, right? So you
okay,
have to
okay.
draw a subtree out of that, and you have
All
to
right,
find the minimum weight of that tree. But basically in this question, you were not asked to find the minimum weight of that tree. You have to
okay.
find the minimum time taken to reach each and every house and deliver that message.
All right. Okay, Dhananjay. Thank you so much for answering, man. Bye bye. I hope it answers your question, Sheikh. Anyways, thanks, guys. Tomorrow we have a session on stress management, how to achieve mindset for success. So that session is with Kirti. She's a wonderful YouTuber, and also she works at Intuit, and she's also has her own YouTube channel where she makes really insightful videos, which I'll tell about the whole thing tomorrow. So please join in, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.